hundreds of years, the myth of these haunted tunnels has been talked about and yet not solved. Who knows exactly why these tunnels are here and what their purpose is? Are they for drug dealers, human smuggling, or do they have something to do with the ghosts or aliens? Let's find out. At first in 1881, Chinese workers came to El Paso to work on the railroads, which are now located on the mountains and all throughout parts of the city. A couple years later, a new law was made. It was the Chinese Exclusion Act, which allowed those here to stay but prohibited new immigration and also banned those living here from returning if they left the country. So of course there had to be some sort of way around this act. That is when Juarez became a famous place for smuggling more Chinese workers. Supposedly, one of the tunnels began near a restaurant in Juarez and ran through all the way under the river and ended up where most of them ended, which was the downtown El Paso Library. Although many people think this is impossible because the tunnels would have to run under the Rio Grande, and that would of course be very difficult to do without being caught. There is some sort of proof that could support the theory, but it is not enough. This is how when the railroad was finished, all those Chinese workers spread out and formed the kind of Chinatown, which is located in a section bordered by Mills, Stanton, El Paso, and 4th Streets. The locations include restaurants such as Peking Garden, laundry, and other businesses. This is a very good case, but there is not enough evidence to prove it. Another place where tunnels are located are underneath El Paso High, who denied us access to their basement. The way the school was built made it so that there would be no air conditioning. New air conditioning has blocked off most of their basement. The school had a basement, and it contained rooms for custodians and even classrooms. One famous story comes from a former teacher, Mr. Tovar, who has passed away. It all started in 1987 when there had been a snowstorm in the city which caused a lot of students not to attend school, leaving Mr. Tovar with only a couple of students to deal with. So they decided to explore the basement and tunnels under the school. He said that they went through an array of tunnels until they got to an old brick wall which looked unstable. One of the students pushed over one of the old bricks, revealing an entire classroom that had old desks with backpacks and textbooks on them. Tavar says he remembers seeing Baby Ruth candy wrappers on the floor and even Coke bottles. Tavar and his students claim to have seen a composition book with a love note written in it, and which now belongs to a lady in the El Paso community known as Bertha Santillos. Why would they seal off the classroom so fast and not even let their students claim their belongings? No one knows. Other stories have risen in the school about noises in the basement and other creepy things. Information about the classrooms came from Mario Reyes in 2003 during an interview. He said that he saw the classrooms being sealed off and said that they were clear, yet they were discovered full of belongings. The tunnels underneath the school are rumored to go even to the mesas and beyond. But no one really believes that. When the EPISD was asked about the tunnels, they had no information on them. The most recent tunnel story comes from the Turtle House apartment building at 516 Cortha Way in Sunset Heights. Residents and older residents have reported seeing that under the apartments are dozens of tunnels. Records show that there have been over 67 reports just on the tunnels themselves. In another area near Las Cruces, there are a pair of houses that are said to have connecting tunnels and dens under them. The lady with the den house, who wants to stay anonymous and who also denied access inside her home, said that she was afraid to enter her den, and when her cousin entered, he came back scared and supposedly died 2 months after the den exploration. There is also another place known as the Burgess House. They are also connected to the tunnels and supposedly even give tours on the weekends. As I said before, the downtown area is a very common place for tunnels and other mysteries.